start our lesson today, we are going to start up with a word of prayer from our sister Maureen. So let us believe and pray.
Our Father above, come before you this evening. Thank you for taking care of us. Let's see, we are going to study our lesson. Send your Holy Spirit to guide us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
So, dear viewers, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and also this is another episode that we are going to discuss the lesson of today, or even this week's lesson, that is lesson 3 of Cornerstone. And the title of the lesson today is Light of the World. So we are going to check on the various impacts of light, and also we are going to check on how light impacts our lives, and also which kind of light are we going to speak about. So our today's moderator of this lesson is Brother Duncan Adingo, who is here with us. And also we have Sister Maureen, who is also here with us. And also the next person, that is last but not least, who is just still on the way coming, is our brother Charles Adingo. So stay tuned, and also make sure that you don't forget to like and subscribe and even share this discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brother Alvin, for that introduction. Just as you have said, today we are going to discuss Cornerstone lesson, and we are in July 16th of 2022. Our topic is Light of the World, and we will get the key text from the book of Psalms. That is Psalms chapter 119, verse number 105. Before going to that, we will get to introduce our brother who has just arrived. As you were told earlier, our brother Charles is here with us. Brother Charles, you can just say hi and you tell them your name and maybe what made you to arrive late. Then we will go to the text.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Duncan. Let me take this opportunity to thank God for bringing us up to this far. I was late, but I apologize due to some unavoided circumstances. So I'm happy that I've just arrived when we are doing the introduction of the topic. So
Thank you very much. Let us get our key text from our sister Maureen.
Thank you. We are going to read from the book of Psalms chapter 119, verse 105. And it says, Your word is a lamp to guide my feet and a light for my path.
Thank you very much for that reading. We have just read from the book of Psalms, and Psalms is having several authors, but right now we can just say that David is the one speaking, and those statements are from David. And I want us now, before going into details, I want us to know what is light, and so we will be talking on what we know. If we say light, unajua saa zingine tunaweza sema tu mwangaza na hatujui mwangaza ni nini, what composed mwangaza. So at first we will get to know the definition of light, just the way you can define it. Then from knowing the definition, we will try to connect the key text and the key text and the topic, that is light of the world. So, Brother Charles, I'm back to you. Just to your understanding, how do you understand if somebody just come and ask you what is light?
thank you very much. Light, when I can define the term light, light, I think it is just a clear vacuum, that you can see. During daytime, you can see light when you are walking, or at night, you can see that light when you have a spotlight or any other source of light which you can use. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for that definition. I know we have several definitions of light, and I can even say light is a natural medium that emanating from the sun and the very hot source. That is also a definition of light. But this light that we want to talk about, you will get to know the light that David was talking about here. So, if we may ask, from the statement that child has just made, that for you to see light, there must be something called darkness. So it is something that we as Christians, we must be in darkness is when our light can be seen by others.
Yeah, okay, thank you for that question. As Christians, you know, you have asked a question that should we be in darkness so that our light can be seen? I can just say yes, because I think when you walk at night, during night, and you walk with a spotlight, when somebody is in other distance or distance far away from you, that person will see you because you are is in darkness but you are in light. So I just want to suggest that as Christians, we should be in light for other people to see us in light, not being in dark for those people to see us in light. So I think we should be in lighter path.
So you are the light, then light getting into darkness is when now someone can see it. Somebody who was in darkness.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Oh, let us now try to relate the topic at the key text. We have just read from the book of Psalms, 119, verse number 105. And here comes the writer is bringing the topic to be the light of the world. So, as the ambassadors, we here now we are the ambassadors, and from based on the definition of light that we have just heard, so we can see that uh, for us now to do away with something called darkness, we as the ambassadors must be the light. And this light, the light that we have been told that it is a light of the world. We are here in the world. So we are the light, and for darkness not to be in the world, we must be light as the ambassadors. And that is what can now bring us to discuss this topic. And I call you all, I call for your participation, and we will go bit and bit to get more about this topic, a light of the world, and how or what the author meant by writing what we have just read. So I will go back to our brother Charles. Brother Charles, from the definition that we have just made, we have this thing called these people. I just don't know whether they are still existing. The spiritual blindness. You find someone is spiritually blind, and this, I think, if we read from the book of Ephesians, you will get this. Let us just read that book. Then we see what can bring the blindness. And yet we are talking about the light, and we are, as the ambassadors, we are supposed to be the light that wherever we are, where we walk, always we walk in light. And when we are, let me say, the light of God that David was talking about, is what to show us the way. So, what brings this spiritual blindness? According to you, if you read Ephesians, you can read chapter 5, in chapter 4, verse number 17. You will get something of that. Or at first you read it, then you make a comment about it.
Thank you very much for giving me this time again. Let me just read Ephesians chapter 4, verse 17 that you have instructed me to read. It states that, so I tell you this and insist on it in the Lord, that you must no longer live as the Gentiles do, in the fertility of their thinking. I think now the question that you have just asked, that the spiritual blindness, I think this spiritual blindness, it just comes because of the powerful weapon which we are lacking, and that's the Bible. I think if we read the Bible will guide us in the right direction, and that's the light. In the introduction, before we started the Cornerstone, there was a certain synopsis which was indicated there that about 92% of the Americans have the Bible. What is the importance of this Bible? When you read the Bible every day, you will get to know the right way to go, and that right way is the light. So I think the spiritual blindness, which Paul is also addressing, that we should be no longer live like the Gentiles do, it is because of the Bible. We lack the Bible and get in touch with the Bible to read it and get the spiritual message. So as Christians, we should read the Bible and will be highly.
Thank you very much for that, Charles. I'm still just on you. Just add the thing that you wanted to add, then we go into the story straight away.
Okay.
Try to interpret the picture and the key text.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity again. The task you have just given me on interpreting the picture and the key text, the topic, picture, and the key text. I think when we see this picture, there is a certain light rays coming from a given direction. And when you see this picture again, you can see there are some trees. And in these trees, it is like they are dark. Inside them are dark, but there is a certain light ray coming from somewhere.
It is a forest.
Yeah, I think it is a forest. Yeah, thank you for that. So, what I want to add is just light of the world. Light of the world in relation to the key text, which records that your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. You know, let's take this example as human beings. We cannot just walk in this forest without the light when it is dark. So we must have that light, and that light will guide us as we walk. And the light we are talking about here is God or Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ will lead our path or our way, and will walk in a good direction. Otherwise, thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Brother Charles, for that addition. And for that, let us now just turn into the story. So we get the reading from our sister Maureen, and Maureen will read from the book of Matthew. Maureen.
From the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 17, it says, "Be on your guard, you will be handed over to the local council and be flogged into the synagogue. On my account, you will be brought before governors and kings as witness to them and the Gentiles. But when they arrest you, do not worry about what to say or how to say it. At that time you will be given what to say, for it will be you are speaking, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Brother will betray you to death, and father his children will rebel against the parent and give them put to the death. You will be hated by everyone because of me, but the one who standeth firm to the Lord ended will be saved."
Okay, thank you very much, Maureen, for that. When Maureen was reading the story from the book of Matthew, I've just highlighted some points there that I will. Okay, from what he has just read, we can say that there is a point that I've just highlighted that I would like to introduce our brother Alvin to at least put more emphasis on it. Alvin, when he was reading, he read that, but when they arrest you, do not worry about what to say or how to say it. And that time you will be given what to say, for it will not be you speaking. Then who is this that will speak? And which things that will this person say? Because you have been told that at that time you are not supposed to speak. You will get something to speak. And who is this giving all this promise?
Okay, thank you very much, Molino. First of all, what I can understand from this point that my sisters just read, and let me just go back to light that we are just speaking about today, because we are speaking about the light of the world, and whatever thing that we have to understand from this point, light of the world. There was this definition that when I was going into through my research of the day, there's this meaning that I found out that a light is a notable person within a specific field or discipline, a notable person within a specific field or discipline. So that brings us into the Bible, and we understand that when speaking, He will give us something to speak. You get it? So when speaking, He will give us something to speak, and we should not always be worried of something that we are going to answer. I think here is the Lord speaking to us, and the Lord is speaking out of anger. And when he's telling us all these things, He's telling us that when we are the Spirit of the Lord speaking through Him will give us something that we can speak, or even something that we can answer. So that is why most of the time we should not always be worried. But when we have that light in us, when we have that light that we are speaking about today in us, we shall not lack anything to speak or even anything to answer while we are at risk, or even while we are in any place that can be counted as somewhere that is dangerous. Anyway, thank you very much, Molly.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Our bodies will be all full of light. I think that is what you are trying to put more emphasis on.
Yeah.
And if we read from Matthew 6, chapter 22, we will get more about that. And let us just take our time to discuss some of the questions here from the book that we read. That is our key text. That is Psalms 119, verse number 105. So I would like to go through this if we can at least get something about this. So here comes a question, Mr. Alvin, and still on you. Yes, if what the question goes, I hope you are with me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in what ways has the Bible been a light to you, to your pathway?
Okay, definitely. And how I can understand that question, or even according to my perspective, how the Bible has been my light, and how the Bible has also been the light, or my pathway, simply. So, generally, we have several stories in the Bible, and also several themes in the Bible that have been used. And we get mostly we have these books, we have the letters in the books, also we have the prophetic books. When we read all these books, we get some kind of encouragement, and all this encouragement makes us leave our bad ways. And as to me, let me just talk at a personal level from me. What I can understand, what my brother Charles said, and also I really liked the way he gave some emphasis on our title of today, that is the light of the world. So how I can understand how the Bible has been my light, or even how the Bible has been the light of my pathway, is that the Bible has taught me to be strong. Because we get that there are several people who pass through a lot of challenges in the Bible, but out of the challenges that they passed through, they still came out and became the winners. A good example is David. David was one person who was beaten. He was one person who passed through a lot of temptations while he was trying to be who he is and who we know he is today. And David, out of all these kind of temptations, David passed and David became the great king. So the Bible has forever remained to be the light of my pathway. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So you mean that always you consult your Bible?
Yeah, definitely. I always consult my Bible,
Yes.
everything that I want to do, because all the answers to the questions in the world, actually, they are there in the Bible.
So we should be Bible lovers.
Yeah,
We should always love reading the Bible because there is where we can get what to do or what next we should be doing.
yeah.
So the Bible is what will guide us on everything that is in the world. Okay, so there is another question. I will come to you. It is just like a memory verse. You know, with me personally, I have a verse that such that if I read it, it really encourages me. And like me, I usually, and it is even in my WhatsApp that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie in green pastures. That is my favorite key text, my favorite Bible text. So, our sister Maureen, maybe you can share with us your favorite Bible chapter and verse. Maybe in a simple term, memory verse that you can give out. Yes.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. My memory verse that encouraged me in the Bible is come from the book of John chapter 3:16.
Oh, John 3:16.
Yes,
Oh,
which
that
says, "For
is.
God so loved the world
Yeah,
that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes him
yeah.
shall not perish but have eternal life."
Okay, thank you very much. So that is where you always consult before doing anything. Okay, thank you very much. I will come to you, Alvin. Your favorite Bible text.
Okay. The reason as to why I always consult my Bible first of all is that if we check in this world today, we have several tribulations, and also mostly we pass through a lot in the world of humanity. So I always consult the book of Matthew. In the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 7.
Yes.
Because you see, now we are in the political race, and everybody wants to be the president, everybody wants to be the governor, and also everybody wants to be an MCA. In every political seat, we have everybody with each and every one. So when we read from the book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 7, I think if my sister there has found the verse, you can just read it for us.
Which was
Matthew chapter, okay, in the book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 7, there is something there that is very nice, and we have to listen to that thing so that I can put some emphasis on the thing that Molimu has just asked. So my sister, I think you can just read.
it says, "Keep on asking, and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking, and you will find. Keep on knocking, and the door will be open to you."
So I think, Molimu, you just see the reason as to why we should always consult our Bibles. Because almost all the questions that are there in life, they are there in this our Bible. So that is why, that is the most verse that I always like. Matthew chapter 7 verse 7 is always my pleasure. And I find very much interest in that verse, because when I lack, I find. When I knock, the door is open for me. So that verse, I just think it is categorical, and it can even answer most of the questions that we nowadays have in this world. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we are almost coming to the end of our discussion today because of time. Time is running very, very fast. And I will just bring one more question to you people. And I will again introduce our brother Charles to answer some of this. He has not even shared with us the favorite Bible text. He will share with us, then I give the question out, then we will just be winding up our discussion for today. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. I also have my most favorite Bible chapter, and it is just, I think one of us has just stated it. Yeah. From Psalms 23, verse 1 and 2. I think you can just read it for us, Sister Maureen. We get to hear it.
Psalms 23.
Yeah, I will read it from my side. The Bible records that the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. I just want to take a point from verse 2 that he makes me lie down in a green pasture. He leads me beside quiet waters. I think our topic of today, it is concerning about light, not the light. You know, the Lord is my shepherd. And what is the work of a shepherd? I think the shepherd, the shepherd should give you the way,
Direction.
the shepherd should give you a direction,
What you should be doing.
the shepherd should give you what you should be doing.
And
Because,
what you should not be doing.
yeah, and what you should not be doing. Thank you very much for that addition. When I relate this verse with the topic of today, the shepherd is like the light, Jesus Christ. So this shepherd, he always lead me to a green pasture. Yeah, and I lack nothing. Otherwise, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for that. We are almost coming to the end of our discussion, and I just want to tackle one of the questions. Brother Jal, I'm still on you. Yes. So, I will be very happy if you answer this for only this. Then I want us to do another question again. You might say that I'm too much on you. Yes. So, from Matthew that we just read, I don't want us to go to that Matthew. So the question here comes a question. Have you ever been persecuted for your faith, Brother Charles?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. This question, I think that question is really important.
Yeah.
There are so many times I've been persecuted for my faith. You know, sometimes we do some things as Christians or as believers of Jesus Christ, but there are some people who come to oppose us. So these people, most of the time when we go for the missions, sometimes they give us some discourage and they persecute us. They even report us to authority. I think last year, not even last year, but 2022, this year, I was really persecuted when we went to pray in church, and during that time there was an outbreak of COVID-19. It was a world matter. It was over the world. But now the door was closed. We should not be going in church and pray. But as Christians or as the believers, we still manage to get into the church, and the police officers and some of the the authorities came to our church and they tried to persecute us because of this our faith. Yeah.
So you are very firm on that your faith.
Yeah, I was very firm on my faith, but you know, these people, they were like, they were not happy with what we were doing. Yeah, because even COVID-19, I think when we pray to God, God can pass away this virus.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I think that almost touched every Adventist. It was almost because it was a pandemic that was spreaded all over the world. Yes, people were not supposed to go to the church, all those, and many people. Thank you for sharing that, Brother Chance. And I think we will come to the end of our today's discussion. But before that, I will just give you time, you my people, to thank you for your coming. You will say at least one statement, your last statement, and maybe, God willing, we meet here again next time. So I will start with you, Brother Charles. Your last statement before we end this our discussion today.
Okay, thank you very much again, once again. My last statement is just to thank you, all the members who turned up for this discussion. And I will also love to urge us that we should also be the light to the people who are still in the darkness. We should show them a way. Yeah, as Jesus Christ has shown us the way as Christian. You know, when you are a Christian, you are or a disciple, you are a follower of Jesus. And when you have received this lesson, let us take it to the people who are still in darkness. Otherwise, thank you. And that one is my main concern or my main assignment, the task I'm living with. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Charles. So when you go back there at your local church, pass our greetings there.
Yeah,
Let me come to my sister here, Maureen Were. Your last statement before we end.
Thank you for giving this chance.
Yes.
I'm saying that we should. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm trying to say that let let everyone be the light to shine to the world, not to to be hidden. So when us as a Christian, when we shine to the world, and everyone will be blessed and be blessed.
Okay. Thank you very much, our sister Maureen. Oh, we should be the light of the world. When we go outside there, let us shine.
Yes.
Hey, so we arise and shine. Or let us also, let me take this opportunity now to introduce you again to our brother Alvins for the last statement before before we end this our today's discussion. Yes, brother.
Okay, thank you very much, Mwalimu. I'm so much impressed on today's lesson anyway, and I just pity those people who missed this discussion because it was so much enjoyable, and also I'm really happy that when I go back to my church, I will actually pass my regards to them, and also let us just put all the things that we speak here into the normal life discussion, and also since they will really help us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, brother Alvins, for that. Oh, you said that you are coming from which church?
I'm coming from Nyambori SDA Church.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Take our greeting there at Nyambori.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, viewers, I'm very, very glad. I'm almost ending this discussion, but our brothers just join us just right now, and I want just him to say hi, then we will just end the conversation. We were supposed to be with him here, but due to some unavoidable circumstances, he has just arrived now. Brother Dennis, you are welcome.
Let me take this opportunity to say hi to those who are viewing this this video. I want to welcome you to this great evening Sabbath, and also let us embrace this. Those who are going to view this, please can you try this at your respective respective churches, or maybe various compounds, or any other place that you feel is so conducive to do this, because it is somehow bringing some of us back to Christ. Otherwise, thank you for viewing us. Subscribe and view more so that you may be blessed. You.
So Dennis, before leaving us, just share us with us your name and the church you come from, and if you go back there, say hi to them.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. I'm called Danish. Another name of mine is Ooko. I'm Omon also. I'm coming from Kogwang SDA Church. Kogwang is just right there at Rodi East District by Pastor Samuel Onyango Oyer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, greet me the pastor also.
Thank you.
Oh, Maureen, you did not even mention your church. You have not hujaniambia unatoka wapi, so that I give you greeting. Ukienda pale, you tell them that I've greeted them from this side. Yes.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. My name is Morena Tieno.
Yeah.
I come from Marindi Central, and we have our church elder there. And when I go there, with
You
them.
take the greeting there.
Yes, I will send the greeting.
Ah,
So everyone who is viewing this video,
yes.
I'm telling them to be encouraged, to be blessed, and be blessed.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Viewers, I'm very, very impressed and very, very delighted for having you today. And in fact, I'm very, very happy with my guest here. I had quite a number of ambassadors from various churches. I had Brother Halvin from Nyambori SDA.